In today's episode, guys, we're going to actually pretty much complete the entirety of our winter base here, this pirate island. Oh my goodness, we've been working on this for so long. Don't mind the render stuff. Jay changed some things and we got a shorter render distance now, but we, oh my goodness, are finally going to finish this pirate island. Look how incomplete it is. I've done some off-camera work. I've done a lot of off-camera work because I really want to get this place done for you guys before the season's over, right? Because, you know, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know if we're going to have a world download when this season's over, but if we do, I want to make sure that, you know, that it's complete, and when you guys walk around through my base that you're not like, oh, look at all this not complete stuff. So yeah, welcome back to another episode here on the AfterLife server. We are going to get to work right away. First thing I'm going to do, we're going to completely deforest this entire section. There is a lot that is changing here, so there might be time lapses, there might not be time lapses, so let's see. But there's so much going on in today's episode, guys. Oh my goodness, we have to clear out all of these trees so we can make room for the terraforming we're going to need to do. But that's just here on this section of our mega base. We're going to have to also go to the main island over there that connects to the community district area, and we're going to transform that entire place as well. So we got to get all the materials for that. But then we also have to go back over there to Pirate Island, where we have to build up the rest of the houses, do all the detailing, all the landscaping. There's going to be so much going on in today's episode, and oh, that collecting materials is going to be insane. In fact, there's so much going on, I couldn't even show all of the stuff on camera because it was getting super long and ridiculous. But if we take to the sky real quick, you can see, oh my goodness, there's so much. It looks a little dead. It looks a little dead right now, but we're going to fix that. Speaking of all the materials we have to collect, oh man, I just spent the last 8 hours, I think it was 8 hours collecting all of these resources right here, and we are going to start doing custom trees. We got a whole bunch of leaves, we got a bunch of logs, and just logs and leaves, really. But we have several custom trees I want to show off today, so we're gonna, you know, let's build one of those. Now, a part of the reason why I was able to get so much work done here is because we're using Lightmatica, and that actually literally shows us what blocks we need to place where, so you can see that these blocks are actually incorrect, and we need to be using these ones. So Lightmatica, basically I could build the entirety of the base exactly as I wanted on a creative world, which is absolutely fantastic for people like me who want to get it exactly right and perfect for you guys, but don't want to have to struggle with the survival mode creation process, because designing something in survival mode can be much more tedious than, well, not doing it in survival mode, frankly. And another upside of this Lightmatica, you may have just noticed this little thing toggle on the screen right here, this toggled easy placement mode off on. So what's really cool about that is you can see I have a leaf in my hand, right? If I just look at a block and right click and place it, it will automatically, as long as the item is in my inventory, it'll automatically put it out and place it in that spot. Even this leaf right here, which clearly has nothing to place against, you just right click and it places it. How amazing is that? It's all within the Lightmatica mod. So I did build this all in a creative world, so this is all my design. I just get to build it a second time, like everything else that I design, and it doesn't take nearly as much effort, because frankly, when you have to build something twice on a server, that's a lot of block placing, and it's a lot easier for the second time around if you get a little bit of a break. And then at the very end, we get a tree just like this. Oh man, I really like this tree. So I designed 3 tree types. We got the super large one, I made a medium one, which is about half the size, and then I made a small one, which utilizes the fence posts as the logs of the tree. And so those are going to be sprinkled all the way throughout the entirety of this area. So again, if we take to the sky, you can kind of see all the places, those places where the grass is showing up. That's basically where logs are going to be. You can also kind of make out places where there's dirt instead of coarse dirt. So this is a dirt block, this is a coarse dirt block. There's a slight texture difference. Yeah, logs are going to go on those too, so all those little things are going to get hidden up, and then we're going to come through with all the decoration bits, so, you know, it's going to be, again, maybe another time-lapse, who knows? Who knows? I know, we're going to do a time-lapse right now. And while we're watching this fantastic time-lapse of, you know, building all the trees, I know how much you guys want to see this, but I was actually going to start this episode a completely different way, and I wanted to just show you guys the intro I originally made for this episode. I decided to change it because I thought at the end of the day it was going to be really boring, and for all those new people joining, they wouldn't quite understand what was going on, but let's go over and check out the original intro. Sir, we have an incoming transmission from the surface. Put it on screen, Lieutenant. Yes, sir. Captain, I've arrived on the planet, and I can see from my brief look around that I have my work cut out for me down here. You sure do. I left it kind of incomplete, and we wouldn't want any of the natives thinking we're bad guests, so we're all kind of counting on you to finish what I started down there. Yes, sir. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get everything in order, but I'll start right away. Operation Pirate Island begins now. Kind of awkward, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought it was kind of cringe. Hopefully you guys think it was kind of cringe too, because I finished making it. It took a really long time, and I decided, woo, I don't like that at all. So we can see we went in a totally different direction. I have gone through and kind of pretty much finished up this little forest area, which I think looks really, really nice. And you can see the little trees I was talking about with the fence posts for the trunks. We got the medium-sized trees, and of course we have the big trees. So the big trees are using the dark oak logs, the medium trees are using spruce logs, and then the tiny trees are using spruce fence, which I think actually looks really nice. We got these boulders in a few places. We have some overgrownness. I really want this forest to feel really overgrown, and we got the little pathways to walk through them. But something that I really liked about this forest that I really wanted to nail was the sight lines when you walk through it. So you're coming down the path and you just happen to look up and you see the castle, which I think looks really nice. I'm very excited about that. But we have that in several places. So if you walk through here and you're paying attention to it, so you kind of have to turn your back and look for them. But occasionally you'll have these really grand sights with the castle in the backdrop, which I think looks really cool. And then hidden down here, of course, we have, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. Had to do a little sword in the stone with that sort of backdrop. That's absolutely fantastic. And if we come all the way back around to the front, we have this fork in the road. So this fork, it goes off that way to the little island that we do, keep all of our stuff. And then, of course, this way goes off to the pirate island. And you'll notice that there's something pretty critical missing for both of these sections for the split. This doesn't actually connect over there, and likewise, that doesn't connect over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin around really fast, and we are going to be connected. And just like that, we have a bridge installed right there, and also this new bridge is installed right here. We can get a better look at it if we hop up here. Yeah, here we go. And you may also notice that I've done a little work. We added a little dock system there, and we also added a dock right over there. Now that dock has its own staircase up. You can kind of make it out right there. So now you can actually get up and down from that little area. But also the bridge seems a little low on the island. We have terraformed that as well, so you can actually climb up. As you can see, we crossed the bridge and we can actually get right on up here. So that leaves just two real sections that we need to still work on. We need to prettyify this island, and we also need to do the pirate island itself. So I actually think that this island is the easiest one, so I'm going to grab my materials and we're going to build this one up now. Admittedly, this section of the base was the most difficult to design. I had the idea that we would have little shops built up in some kind of pirate theme, and that we could rent out the shops to the other members on the server. But as I was laying out the various pathways around this island, I was thinking about how I could make these Minecraft dungeon shops fit in with a design, and I struck gold. What you're seeing now is the remnants of an ancient city, a ruined castle, and in each of the sections we have little shops ready to be rented out. I just love the idea that these pirates found this place and made it their home. Then the naval forces came in, raining cannon fire on the pirates, destroying the castle and forcing the pirates to flee. And for a number of years, this new castle was built along with the city. And after a long war, the pirates were able to reclaim their home along with a new castle and plenty of new homes for the taking. I hope you guys really enjoyed this section of the build. This actually took way longer than I was expecting, and definitely was not easier than the other island, which we're gonna hop to here in just a moment. But of course, you can only really get a feel for something when you're actually on the ground and walking through it. Oh my goodness, this is so immersive. I love this so much. I hope you guys really like this too, but just so you guys can see, you run through and there's just random little sections. I have them set up here so there's a few places of storage for the other members to actually set something up. We have ender chests set up for everyone, but finding them is actually kind of a little trick. I think there's something like 10 little pop-up shops here that we can rent out. 10 in total. Oh my goodness. But they're just kind of dotted around through here. This is probably my favorite section of the entirety of the base. just walking through it just feels so immersive. But let's get a whole bunch of materials together, and I do mean a whole bunch of materials. It usually takes me like somewhere between 5 and 10 hours to get all the resources for these builds. So yeah, this episode's taken already like 6 days to make. 6 days of like non-stop grinding and building, mind you. We also did the drawbridge. I don't know if it's actually going to be a drawbridge. It's a little too big for that, but you know, you can use your imagination. We have a bridge here now, so that's really cool. And it didn't make it on the time lapse, so I just wanted you guys to actually be able to see it. But again, yeah, let's spend the next 10 hours collecting resources, and we're gonna hop over to the actual city, and it's time for the final time lapse. And then, for those of you really interested, we're gonna pop on some shaders and we'll do a final walkthrough of everything. It's so good. The main reason I really wanted to get this particular episode made was I wanted to get the base kind of done. So if the server were to say come to an end today, right now, I would be so happy. I would actually be thrilled for this world download to go out. I would actually be proud of my base, and just all the work that went into it over these last few days working on this episode have just been so much fun. Getting all the details in, making sure everything's connected up, and even coming up with a little bit of a story backgroundness for the main island over there, and having a purpose for it. It's really great to have all that done. But there is still a lot of little things we can still do, so even if the server kept going for another year, I would still have so much work I could do. So much little details I can put in, little ships, details on the docks, just there's a lot. We also got to do all the interior, so expect that in the future. As promised, we're going to do a little walkthrough with the shaders on, but we won't do this for very long because, frankly, my computer can't handle doing it. We're getting something like 36 frames right now on my 60 frame video, so it's already going to be a little framey, and I do apologize for that right now, but I know some of you guys really like to see it, and the sight lines are just fantastic. I'm using the Seuss shaders version 101 or something like that. The only reason I'm using it is because I think the water looks absolutely brilliant with this resource pack, these shaders. But unfortunately, because of shaders and having to reload everything and the server distance going down, I can't see the castle right now. We'll have to get a little closer to it. But oh my goodness, these houses, they turned out fantastic. All the decorations, so much grass. Oh my goodness. I had to manually place the grass because I didn't want any little flowers in here, so all the grass is hand placed. It's hand collected and it's hand placed. It was kind of nightmarish, to be totally frank. But I mean, come on, some of these sight lines are just absolutely fantastic. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. I hope you guys are happy with it as well. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below what you think of this one and any suggestions you might have for this place, any feedback whatsoever, really, because there's so much that went into this that it's super easy for me to have just completely overlooked something really obvious. And so if there's something that you guys think should be here, I want to hear about it. Let me know in the comments down below. But just feast your eyes. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. The only thing I don't like about this particular shaders is the way it makes the stone look in the shadow side. So I don't really care too much for what the castle looks like with these shaders turned on, but it as just a backdrop piece is absolutely fantastic. And like I said, designing this forest, it was all about trying to get the sight lines as best as possible, and I think it just turned out fantastic. That castle may not have very much use right now, which we will be working on over the next few episodes, doing interiors and such. But even if we never did the interiors to that castle, it would still be complete as far as I'm concerned. Oh, it's so nice. Just love looking at it. But we're gonna make our way through here, and we'll get over back onto the main little shopping island that we have set up, and take a look at that with some shaders. I just love the way these little shops turned out on this little island. I love that you can just walk into them, that they're just opened and just accessible from, there's nothing stopping you from coming in and just buying something. So hopefully we can attract some business with those little shops as well. Get some peeps in here to sell their own goods inside our ancient destroyed castle. And oh my goodness, yes, I love it. I love it so much. I have nothing else to say in this episode, so just gonna take this moment to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this episode, if you thought it would look good, if you like the way the castle looked, let me know in the comments. I really do appreciate it. Leaving a like on the video does really help me out, and thank you guys again just so much for watching. I can't wait for you guys to all see this. And if you made it this far, tell me What's the name of your pet? That way I'll know that you actually made it this far.